there guys, Erica here from Highway 49RC. Thank you so much to my patrons and channel members for supporting me the way you do. You guys make these videos possible, so thank you. With the Rocket Rustler build on the shelf for the moment, it is time to start something new. I teased it in one of my live streams not too long ago, and I have it sitting just in front of me here. You guys ready to see what it is? Bum bum bum! Oh yeah! I got a Kyosho Javelin, guys. The reason I got the Kyosho Javelin is because it is chain driven. Yeah, that is a super unique drivetrain design that I've never seen on any other vehicle other than Kyosho's. And I think it is very unique and super cool. So today marks the start of a 4-part build series for the Javelin here. And I say, let's get right into it, crack open the box and start building. Alright, let's jump right into the box. Oh my god, is this not a pretty presentation? Holy cow! Look at that, that's absolutely gorgeous. They have everything like laid out in like blister packs, that's incredible. We got our decals here, instruction manual, which I have already thoroughly looked through. And let's see what all we've got in the box here, guys. Got tires, obviously. We got the classic spiky boys. Looks like some shocks and chassis parts here. Got all sorts of gears and such here. Looks like the drive chain and a drive belt. So that's awesome. And then under here, okay, we've got the roll cage. Nice. They do sell different colors of this cage. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a different color or not, but hey, they sell it, so that's cool. And what have we got inside these boxes? Oh wow, loads of stuff. Holy moly. We got shock stuff, we got drivetrain stuff, and diff stuff, and chassis parts, and everything. Guys, there is so many parts to this thing. I also managed to find some rims at the bottom of the box, which look very nice, and some very crinkly foams. Yikes. And we've got even more parts in this box. This is all the plastic stuff. Looks like, yep. This is all the plastic nonsense. I'm just gonna leave everything in the box like this, and we'll get to building. Okay, let's grab our manual, take a look here. Okay, step 1 right here, let's take a look. So it looks like we're doing the differentials first, so with that in mind, we need bag A, which is right here. Alright, I've got my parts nicely sorted out. Got pins, out drives, and the drive shaft. Got screws, bearings, the diff housings, diff gears, and some washers and O-rings and such. And I want to show you guys just how sexy this gear is. That is absolutely beautiful. So well made. The diff gears included. So nice. I am thoroughly impressed. So I'm going to start with the rear diff housing here. First thing we need to do is put an O-ring on the outdrive. And that needs a little bit of grease. So let's get that going. Oh, it's coming out. Oh god. Oh god. It's making a mess. That's a lot of grease. Okay. And then this goes into the bottom of the diff cup here. Now that that's in there, we need a big washer to go on there. And now we can put this itsy bitsy little pin in there. I got it. Look at that tiny pin. Oh yeah. Now you put one of the large diff gears in there. So there is our big diff gear installed. Now we're going to assemble the cross shaft with the 2 spider gears on it. So put 2 of those facing each other. And then it wants 2 small washers on either side. And then this little guy goes in here. I don't think it matters which way. So at this point, the differential is ready to be filled up with silicone oil. I'm going to build the rear one in the exact same manner, and I'll come back to you when I'm done with both of those things. I've got my differentials filled up with silicone oil. I used some Kyosho 30,000 that I happen to have on hand. Now to top off the differentials, I'm going to do the same thing to these out drives, put a little bit of grease, and we're going to put an O-ring on the out drive. Then we're going to take this and stick it in the cap, in the sprocket, I guess you could call it. And then we're going to use another big washer and a tiny pin, and finally a big gear. Just like that. And we can take this assembly, put it down for a second. Oh god, my differential is starting to overflow. That is not good. I'm going to put one of these differential gaskets on there. It's going to make a mess. It's going to squeeze out everywhere. And then we can put the diff together without anything falling completely apart. Awesome. There we go. Now we're going to use these itty bitty screws to secure the sprocket to the diff case. I got the sprocket bolted on, and I did the same procedure with the rear differential as well. Our next two steps are to install the bearings in the transmission case halves and install the chain. It shows the belt, but we're going to put the chain on. And we've got to make note of the direction of the chain links. Got all my parts for the next step. I'm going to go ahead and put the bearings in the case. There's that half with the bearings in. There's the other half. And then in this half, we need to put this weird little plastic greebly. I don't quite know what it's for, but it needs to go there. So then we need to put our top shaft through and put this collar on there and put that gear on the top shaft. And now we can grab our chain. So it needs to be oriented like this with the chain links in that direction towards the front. This is the rear of the vehicle, that's the front. So let's put a differential on there and insert that into our gearbox. It's going to need some grease, but that's fine. Okay, we got to kind of slide this gear up before we put this in. Like that. And it goes through the guide. Just like that. Check it out. Very cool. I'm going to put some grease on this and then put the other case half on and screw it together. There we go. Gearbox is all put together. Chain runs through it very nicely. This is so cool. I'm so thrilled with this. This is awesome. Okay, step 5. Looks like we're going to do basically the same thing with the front differential case. I'm going to put 2 bearings in the case halves and bolt them together. Here are my parts. Let's get the bearings in their halves. Like so. And grab our differential here. We're going to stick our differential in the chain and grab one of our halves and stick it on there. We gotta make sure the chain goes into the slot like it's supposed to. Grab our other half and slip it on. There are 2 screws that hold the case halves together from this side, right here and right here. And then there is this aluminum plate which goes across the 2 like that, with the little tabby deals going down. I got the case halves screwed together, and now we've got a chain going between the 2 housings, which looks pretty freaking sweet if I do say so myself. Let's take a look at the next step. So it looks like next we need to install the 2 chain covers that go between the 2 cases. Here are the chain guards and their hold downs. The deeper chain guard, this one, goes on the bottom and uses the larger bolt-on tab to hold it down. And the shallower guard goes on the top and uses the smaller hold down. Okay, there, so we've got the clear protective guard that slides under part of this case, and then we've got the little cover cap that goes on this end. We use a couple of these itty bitty screws to hold down that cover cap. For the top guard, there is a deep end and a shallow end. The deep end goes towards the front here, and it just slides up like that. Very nice, very nice. And then we put this clear cover on. It only covers part of it because part of the top deck covers the rest of it. And just like that, our chain drive assembly is complete. Check that out. Oh, that is so cool. Dude, that is awesome. This is gonna sound gnarly when it's actually running. So the drive shafts come out here with these out drives, and then they go out to the wheels. That is pretty slick, guys. And I think that's where we're gonna call it for today. And there you have it, folks. Our chain drive assembly is complete, the differentials are complete, and we are ready to move on to the next part of the build in next episode, which is going to be chassis components. Since I am live streaming while producing these videos, I want to give a special shout out to RC and More for their support. Thank you so much. You are awesome. So if this does happen to be the first video that you have seen by me, make sure you go down, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment down below. If you want to catch up with me and what I'm doing outside of YouTube, head over to my Instagram at highway49_RC. And if you want to chat with fellow RC and full-scale enthusiasts, my Discord server is a great place for that. And if you want to help support me in what I do, consider becoming a channel member or joining my Patreon. And with that, I will see y'all in the next one.